This week's anchor text is Amphibian Alert. This is an informational text about amphibians such as frogs and toads. Our target skill is main ideas and details. The selection's topic is what the selection is mainly about. For instance, Amphibian Alert is about amphibians. Main ideas are important facts or ideas about a topic. The supporting details give more information about the main idea and make the fact or idea clearer to the readers. As you read, you can use an idea support map to note main ideas and supporting details in a nonfiction text. Doing that will help you to learn, to understand, and remember what you've learned. Your target strategy is question. Good readers ask themselves questions before, during, and after they read. You can ask yourself questions about unfamiliar topics, and that will help you as you scan the text to find answers. You might ask, are there other kinds of amphibians besides frogs and toads? So this is an informational text. I would like you to, in a second, pause the video. You're going to preview the story. This is in your student magazine starting on page 22, and it ends on page 27. You're going to preview the topic, predict what you think Amphibian Alert is going to be about, and then set a purpose for reading this based on your preview and what you know about informational text. So pause the video now to preview, predict, and set your purpose. If I were to set my purpose, when I think of endangered species, I usually think about tigers and giant pandas, not frogs and salamanders. And I want to read this article to learn about the threat to these creatures. What's your purpose for reading? I'm going to ask you to read the anchor text. I want to first read aloud the essential question that I want you to think about while you read. Why is it important to learn about amphibians? You're going to think about this question as you read Amphibian Alert. Pause the video now and come back when you're finished reading. Now that you've finished reading Amphibian Alert, I'm going to think through the text with you. Make sure that you pause the video after each question and have a short discussion with your learning adult. How are young amphibians different from adults? What is the text evidence that the danger to amphibians is the biggest extinction crisis in today's world? The author lists serious problems facing amphibians. How have humans caused some of these problems? What two problems have been caused by the introduction of African clawed frogs into new habitats? And which is the more serious problem? How do the corroboree frogs in the picture compare to the other frogs you've seen? What is the author focusing on in this section? What do you think is the most important thing you can do to help protect amphibians? And what details in the text support your ideas? Now that you've just read the story, we're going to think about main ideas and details that support those ideas. Remember that a topic is what the selection is about. I'm going to ask you a series of questions about main ideas and details and questions, and I need you to pause the video and answer the question honestly from what you just read with your learning adult. So, a topic is what the selection is about. What's the topic of Amphibian Alert? A main idea is the most important idea about the topic. The main idea may be stated in a sentence or it may be implied, so readers have to determine the main idea from the information that the author presents. What is the main idea in this selection? A supporting detail is a fact or an example that tells more about the main idea. What details support the idea that humans can protect amphibians? A section within a text can have its own main idea. What's the main idea of the section that's titled Habitat Loss and Pollution? Remember to ask yourselves questions before, during, and after you read to make sure you understand the text. What questions should you ask as you read? You should ask yourselves questions, especially when there's a clear stopping point in the text. Where are there clear stopping points in informational texts? And what sort of questions might you ask before you read a section of text? What questions might you ask after reading the section of text? Another question you can ask yourself is whether the author's argument is persuasive. Does the author do a good job of making readers believe what he or she believes?